What's up guys, it's Hazman12 and welcome to the second game in this year's Sunday League series. And guess what? I am on the bench again. No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's really not fine. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of the Sunday League episodes, like if you enjoy it. And let's get into the second game. So the starting lineup is Camel and Lee as centre back, and then Ollie and Henry left and right back, and then it was Nick, Sam and Josh for the three centre midfielders, and then Jacob and Rico on the right and left wing, and then it was Nick, the player manager, up front. Obviously there are a few different faces from last episode, but that is the starting lineup and it was a pretty good team. And watching from the sideline, I noticed Nick and Sam had already formed this sort of formidable partnership in the centre midfield, so they were quite a good pair. And Sam, the one who just played the ball, he actually had a very solid game, and I would actually say he's probably man of the match in the whole match. You'll see. And yeah, speaking of Sam here, he actually almost gets through on goal. But yeah, that's the first starting goal we've got. Not that it was a shot, but it's the closest we've got. And it was a weird one at the start of the game because Byfleet had most of the ball, but they weren't really doing much with it. Like, they would get to like our box and nothing would really happen. Whereas when we attacked, it was more sort of, it was a better attack than they had, if that makes sense. And yeah, it was weird because they had more of the ball. So within about 10 minutes, Jacob Yearsley, what a finish. Unfortunately, you can't actually see his Cruyff turn. It was a Cruyff turn. And it's a very good finish, and yeah, it was 1-0 to us within 10 minutes. Although, Jacob, I was expecting a celebration right in front of the camera, but didn't really happen. And yeah, that's just proof. The possession stats, 70% Byfleet had in like the first 15-20 minutes. Like here, it's just they didn't actually have like that many shots, but they had so much possession. And Jacob is hungry for another goal. That could actually be classed as a penalty, this challenge. And Lee, he wasn't playing last week, but he put in a good performance this week. And Henry, the right back, storms forward, and it was so close to the top corner. It's very unfortunate, but yeah, good run, Henry. So after Jacob scores a goal, he thinks, right, I'm Andrea Pirlo, but not quite. I didn't actually think I mentioned who the captain is. It was Camel, and he's a very good captain. Rico here went on an unbelievable run, and this number 3, he didn't really have a chance in catching him. Unfortunately for them, the keeper came out, but yeah, that would have been an interesting race, number 3 and Rico. Before I show you the next clip, just remember that you're never going to get this kind of football anywhere else. Like, basically, it starts off with the keeper, he hasn't had any shots on him, so he thinks, right, I might come out for the ball. And the guy takes it round him and it's their corner. And then their corner comes in and it's sort of just like, how does that happen? How? But yeah, it's 1-1. And then we go up the other end and Josh so nearly scores, and actually looking at it, there wasn't really that many places he could have put it in the goal. It was quite well defended. And James here, I don't know what he was doing.
We'll cut that one out, take 2.
Wait.
I can always rely on James for some good entertainment in the video. Last week he got the yellow card and got sent off just for chatting to the ref. So this is some great play by Jacob and Ollie, and they gave it to Josh. And what a strike! No! It actually hits the bar. That would have been an unbelievable goal, and it's the perfect angle as well. Oh, that was so close. And Josh isn't finished there. He wants that goal. And yeah, that's just so close to getting inside the post.
Okay, the camera's on you.
Is it on me?
Why has he decided to do it again? Yeah, Sam again. Like, Sam was brilliant this game. Look at all these interceptions. He is my man of the match, to be fair. And what a ball there by Sam, and Rico's onto it. That number 3 again has absolutely no chance. And James again makes another appearance. It's not gonna happen. So yeah, this is actually when we started to gain a bit more of the ball back. Byfleet think they're some sort of Barcelona style team. They start to play it around us, but Nick does well to intercept it. They play the ball out, but unfortunately they get it. The thing I want to note about Sam, obviously you can see he's a good player, but there's something that's so, you might not notice it if you look at 2 different players, but if you look at him closely, when he gets the ball, it's always his first touch that is away. It's never control and then go. It's something quite cool to see and just learn from. Actually, I forgot to mention something. Basically, right at the start of the game, I was wearing my classic Nike metal studs that I wore last week on this Astra, and it was absolutely fine. And this ref is like, you're not allowed to wear them. Ref, I wore them last week. He's like, all right, but you're not wearing them this week. So then James, I actually borrowed his old boots that he left in his car. That's the boots I wore today. And the ref was just, I don't know, it was just a bit stroppy. So I put a compilation of his keepy uppies in, just to please myself. The Byfleet immediately piled on the pressure in the second half, and what a header. I mean, we're just going to ignore the fact it was close to our own goal. The keeper had it covered. So this clip just typifies Sunday League. If enough of the opposition call for the ball, they are going to win it. Whether it's a throw-in or a corner, if enough of them have their hands up, they are getting the call. I don't really know what Jacob's doing here. He sort of had enough really and just decided to just hack him down. Speaking of Jacob, he did an outrageous flip-flap to get around this defender. Obviously you can't see it because the guy's in the way, probably tactical. But yeah, then he does a pretty good outside of the boot, and that is a blatant penalty. That is a penalty. End of. His excuse was that he left his foot out to get contact, like what Ashley Young used to do. He'd just leave the foot dangling. But no, that isn't what happened. We have the calmest goalkeeper going. He just sees it out casually. Henry had actually a very quietly good game. And here he is again.
Here he is again. That's astonishing.
And Byfleet put the corner in, and it is an outrageous goal line clearance by Jacob. He's definitely not nervous about that one. Definitely was. But anyway, Byfleet putting it back in, and
No.
it's just how many of these goals do we concede? It's just becoming a joke. But Jacob well away for the second time. It's just so unfortunate, and they're celebrating like they just won the World Cup. But I say, where was Jacob? He is up the field and he gets the ball immediately, whips it in. What a ball! Oh, what a header by Nick! Like, we replied instantly and it was such a good feeling. Nick plays it to Rico, and then Rico wins the corner. I don't know if it was a corner, but clearly there wasn't enough people calling for it this time on their team. It is a pretty good corner and an outrageous header. What a header! If you think about an arrowed header, that is what you think. And Lee, what a header. And we're back in front. So do you remember Robin van Persie's goal for Arsenal, that volley? Yeah, this was a recreation of that. So Rico whips in a corner and Nick almost hits that into the top bin. Yeah, unfortunately it's one of them ones that he got just too underneath the ball. And Lee is still solid at the back, just as he is good at heading. I didn't even see that challenge. And he just gets up like nothing's happened. Fair enough. And yeah, this is when I was actually told to go warm up. It's about the last sort of 10 minutes of the game-ish. And yeah, this is when I actually came on. I didn't come on at CDM or right back, whatever. I actually came on at the right wing position. I haven't played the right wing position since junior football. That would have been about 5 years ago. So it was bringing back the memories of playing a right wing. But like I said, I sort of think I'm like a versatile player, so it wasn't really a problem. And I was on the sideline for most of the game, just thinking as soon as I come on, I want to be sprinting everywhere. And that is sort of what I tried to do immediately, just inject loads of energy. And I actually think the sprinting at everyone actually lifted people a bit, because obviously everyone was tired, so the pressing sort of stopped. So I feel like sprinting at them encouraged more of the other players to keep sprinting and just up the pace a bit so we don't concede a goal. And here I should have hit that first time. But yeah, I feel like maybe I've lost some pace, because I remember being able to just run past people, or maybe other people just got faster. I don't know. But I always put my arm out because I always want that ball when they're not ready. But yeah, unfortunately it didn't come. It was actually a surprise to me how good Henry was at intercepting the ball. Like, no matter what size person was coming at him, he was intercepting that ball. But yeah, this was actually my most key involvement in the game, and we actually so nearly scored. What a save! How are you saving that? That's not allowed. You can't save that. That was my assist, and that was Rory's goal. It's just a joke. That keeper's done nothing all game, and then he saved that. What an interception by the centre-back. Like, that I don't think that's got enough credit. And here, another one of those slide challenges. I didn't get the ball this time, but I felt like I need to do at least one of them every single game. Yeah, the goalkeeper clearly wasn't comfortable. I was ready to get it, but unfortunately, the goalkeeper got it back. And then he threw it over, and I was like, oh, here we go, another sprint. And I had to cover for Henry, and I was at this point like, I'm just sprinting around aimlessly. And then he got the ball, I was like, no, I'm too tired to get the ball. And then they play me through, I'm like, oh, okay, fine, I'll just try and flick around them. But I mean, that was pretty poor, not gonna lie. I was surprisingly quite tired. I don't really know how. Like, this run, I was like, I've literally just sprinted the whole pitch twice. And I just, another challenge that I didn't win. I need to actually make sure I'm using my energy efficiently. I'll play by the wing, a simple cutback and a simple finish, but you can miss them, so I'm not going to say it's really simple. I've definitely missed a few of them in my time. So it's 3-2, we need one more goal to solidify that game. Rory, what play to get away from the defender. Josh plays it to me and I'm ready for my first ever goal, and I put it in the goal, and it's 4-2 and we win the game. And yeah, that was actually full time, so pretty exciting stuff. I genuinely missed. I actually missed. How? How did I miss? How did I miss? I don't know how I missed. I don't have an explanation. I have no idea. The only thing I could think of is I thought it was too easy. But that's just a rubbish excuse. Talk about rubbing salt into the wounds. They go up and then score. And it's like, oh no. Like, honestly, that was probably maybe one of the lowest I've ever felt. Missing and then them scoring. And as soon as I got home, literally all I did, I got home, went in the garden and literally spent an hour recreating that exact scenario and just keep on getting the ball in the back of the net. I know it was an open goal, but I just, for my own mental benefit, that's the only thing I could think of to try and fix myself. And then I sat in the garden just like, how have I done that? I literally just sat there for like 20 minutes like, how has that happened? I genuinely, the only thing I can think of is I faintly remember it because the ball was coming, but I remember not ever looking up. That maybe was why, I don't know, but I never looked up and I was just looking at the ball. Maybe that was why, maybe I thought it was too easy. I don't know, but it was so, honestly, like, that was one of the worst feelings in my life. Trying to fit into a new team, want to make an impact coming off the bench in the last 10 minutes, being on the bench the whole game, I wanted to make some sort of impact, and I miss, and then they score, and then we don't get the win. Call me terrible in the comments, I accept it. That was probably the worst miss I've ever had. Some of my friends at school would actually agree with this. I think I have this problem with missing sitters. Like, I seem to actually score the harder chances than the easier ones. That sounds so weird and you probably don't even believe me, because we've had like football tournaments at school, I've missed sitters, but then scored harder goals, and obviously playing football at lunch, whatever, and I felt so bad for my teammates. I felt like I'd let them all down, and I literally never felt so low. But yeah, like if you did enjoy it, subscribe if you're new. Shout out to the week goes to this guy, thank you. But yeah, see you later. If I ever do that again, I think it might be time for me to stop playing football.